What is up? It is I, your wheelman, AlexCornnut. We got a way different one today. I've never had to blow up my camera this big, so I'm working on a new webcam. It'll have better definition in the future. But for now, you must deal. I have before us the Sunbeam, the T35, Radiant Control, automatic beyond belief toaster. Shout out to my best friend Beau and his wife. They purchased this for me as a gift. I've been swooning over this thing for months, and they asked me if I finally bought it, and I said no. It's an amount of money I will not pay for a toaster. I just couldn't justify it, and so they bought it for me, and I'm super thankful for that. I am just like a child on Christmas morning to open this. I haven't been excited about something like this in a long time, so I'm gonna unbox it with you guys. I don't care if you're into that or not. Stay tuned. This is the best toaster that you've never had, seen, or heard of. And if you have, it's probably on Technology Connections. I'll link the video down below. Shout out to that channel. Guys, super in depth. And that's where I heard about this. And so we're going to get into it. As you guys can see, Whooper is also not sure what's in the box. What's in the box? And so, let's go. I've seen the eBay listing on what was purchased for me. And if this is in fact what I think it should be, it should date this toaster to 1958 to 1967. So there's about a 9-year range that they manufactured these toasters. Then they changed to a different model. I'm going to look on the bottom as soon as I get it out. But the dang, they packaged this with care. Look at that. Like, got the bubble wrap, got the... Shout out to the eBay guy that did this. Oh, I'm excited now. You never know what you're going to get inside the box, and so I wanted you guys to see my first reactions, because if it was totaled, we might as well get a real reaction on that too, but I don't think it is. I think it's going to be in fabulous condition. So, yes, back to how these were 1958 to 1967. From there, they changed from the T35 model to different models and different model types. This one has got the Sunbeam gold badge on the lower corner of it. That signifies kind of the date range of it. The condition of that badge really determines a lot of how much the toaster was used and the condition it was in. Oh, this is just coming apart really well, you guys. Let's see if I can... I'll just lift it up so you can see it. So, that came... The bubble wrapping on this was amazing. A little bit of shrink wrap. Alright. Oh, here it is. Let's go. Let me lift up my little stool so you guys can see it. Let me tilt down my camera just a skosh. Yeah, that's all we can get because you're going to see the top of the monitor. Okay, so the Radiant Control, it's an auto drop toaster, meaning that when you put the bread in, it automatically goes down. The mechanical engineering behind that is really why I wanted one of these. Ooh, it's perfect! Let's go! Look at this thing. Look at it. You can see yourself in it. Like, it's perfect. Got the Sunbeam logo. Look at the Sunbeam logo. Look, it's in immaculate condition. The way these work is inside, there's the coils. Look inside. That's actually, I showed you guys inside before I could look inside. It's really very clean. This thing's barely been used. It's probably 70 years old. Barely touched. 60 years old for sure. Sunbeam logo still got a lot of gold on it. This thing is just amazing. Might buff it up with a little bit of like just light wet sanding, kind of like just really get it nice. But the chrome is perfect. The heating element, the coil that goes around that gets red hot, that's bound on both sides of the toaster in tension. So when you put your piece of bread in on this side, there's like a little, you can kind of see it in the camera there, that little lever, when that goes down, that turns on the toaster. When the coils get hot, metal expands as it heats. So the coils are getting superheated, and they expand ever so slightly. That expansion operates a couple of levers on the bottom of this, and it allows the toast to drop into the toaster because of that expansion. And then it cooks. The dial there, that's how you tell how hot or light or dark you want your toast. By moving this dial, that moves a bimetal thermometer essentially, and as it's two different pieces of metal, so as the metal heats, it actually bends. As it bends over and gets to a certain heat, it's gonna make contact with another contact, and it shuts off the power to the coils. So that thermometer is actually getting its temperature off the surface of your bread or your Eggo or whatever you put in it. And so once you've got that set, it could do a piece of bread that just came out of the microwave or a piece of bread that just came out of the freezer, and it's going to get you very similar results on how it browns it up, because it's reading the temperature of the bread off the surface of it. And so once it gets to that perfect coloration that you're looking for, it turns off. And then the coils turn off immediately, and then that thermal expansion contracts because the metal gets cold, and it lifts the toast out of the toaster. It's like the coolest thing ever. This is in fact a very old toaster. It's got the original plug. Looks like it's in really, really good shape. You'll see that that's got no wide prong or skinny prong. It's just two of the same. Let's see what kind it is. This is like the moment of truth. If it's a T35A or a 1, it was manufactured in the 80s or newer, which doesn't make it a bad toaster. It's just a lot newer, and I really wanted one of the old ones. So on the bottom here, it's like opening a Pokemon card, and you get the one you want. This is a Model T35, made in the United States of America, Sunbeam Corporation, Chicago, USA. They also manufactured some of these in Toronto, Canada. It's got all the patent numbers on the bottom. This is definitely one of the OGs. Take a look at that, you guys. I don't know if you can see the lettering on it. I'll try to get an angle that works. There you go. You can see the T35 right there at the top, under the Sunbeam. This thing is sweet. They do not make these anymore. They probably will never make these again. And if they do, they'll be a fortune. It's all stainless and metal, chrome on the outside. It doesn't dissipate heat very much. Let's take a look on the inside and see what we got. Damn. That's really clean. Like, there's really not... I mean, a little bit of coloration there, but I mean, it's a toaster. Of course you're going to have some coloration there. This is incredible. Whoever had this prior to me took very, very good care of it. I mean, everything's in immaculate shape. So the moment of truth will be when we plug this baby in and see if we can get it to drop and make some toast. So let's go. All right, we have the toaster. Let me move my mic a little bit so maybe you guys can hear me. We'll see. It's all plugged in. I was dying to try this and just like make something immediately, but I moved everything around so you guys can see it. This first time go. I got some old oven sourdough bread. The pieces were omega long, so we'll do a single slice of sourdough. It's pretty nice. Pretty standard thickness for some bread. We'll put that in there and we'll see how it goes. Now, when I drop it in, it should trigger the mechanism. It should go down automatically. The light dimmed, so I think it's working. I missed it because I was looking. I'll watch the video. It's working. Ooh, what darkness is it set on? I have the toaster facing you, so the Sunbeam logo is in frame. But, okay, it looks like it's about medium darkness. I've also got some Danish Creamery European-style butter ready to go on that. So I went and got some nice things, you know, some really good spreads for our toaster. So we'll just open this butter up and get that ready to spread. All the coils on both sides appear to be working. I just wanted to do one piece. I don't want to go for two and then break it potentially. We've got a very nice, wonderful butter. If you guys are butter people. If you're not, I'm sorry. Butter's amazing. I've also got some raspberry jam, raspberry preserves, if you will, on the plate there as well. I've got a Bolillo roll that I will try, and I've also got a double cheese bagel that I plan to try in there as well. So we're going to give a couple different options, but for now, I will wait with anticipation for the first piece of perfectly cooked toast out of my T35 vintage amazing Radiant Control Sunbeam toaster. This thing is fire. I'm going to be making like so much goddamn toast. It's a very special piece of machinery. It's incredibly clever with how it was put together. The way that they have the fulcrum for the different levers that operate the raise and lower of the toast is truly special. That type of manufacturing is not happening in the world today. The light just got a lot brighter. It just clicked off. Watch the toast. It comes up slow because as the coils cool, they tense back up and they bring it out. Oh, it's hot, but it's perfect. It's perfectly brown on that side. A little darker on that side, but that's to be expected. The way the coils are set up in this thing, one side's a little closer than the other, but I can work with that. That looks like a perfect piece of sourdough toast. Let's get a little bit of butter on this thing right here. Oh my goodness. The patent for this, whoever put this together back in the 1940s, really was a thinker. The Sunbeam people, they knew what they were doing. My butter's a little hard. It was in the fridge a little longer than I should have. I should have let it sit out while I was unboxing it, but here we are. The toaster works just as it should. We've got that beautiful piece of sourdough bread, got some butter on there. It's just everything we need. Let's see how it tastes. Perfect. It's perfect. See if I can get one with the crunch. I just want toast stuff, just to watch it go up and down by itself again. Let's try this piece of cheese bagel, see how it does. That is so cool. The bagel might be a little thick for the guide wires. When they were manufacturing these toasters back in the 50s, 60s, there wasn't a lot of bagel action happening, especially not in the toasters. Shoot, I don't even know if a piece of Texas toast would go in here very well. And that was the skinnier side of the bagel. I don't think I could put this fat piece in there. I don't think it will work. So, if there is a caveat or a downfall to this, it is going to be that it is not really designed for bagels. Put a little bit of raspberry jam on this piece of sourdough. That looks just amazing. I don't know if you guys tune in my streams very often, but we're going to be making toast on all of them from here on out. I'll be interested to see if the lights just clicked on. The compression of the springs has got enough to bring it out. It appears like it does. That's so incredible. Pretty much what you're looking for. Very hot. There is a single screw on the bottom side of this that you can adjust the tension in the coils by tightening it a little bit or loosening it if you need to loosen the tension. I think that later I might adjust that a little bit to get a little bit more action out of the raise and the lower of it, but really It doesn't appear to be not working. Now, this Balilla bread's kind of thick. I'm not really sure what to expect. I don't know. Let me try the skinnier piece. We'll see if this goes. Kind of guided it down there. It was like an awkward shape. Yeah, standard slices of bread are going to be the way to go on this one. But absolutely amazing engineering and ingenuity. This thing has got a chrome mirror finish. I mean, you can see the bagel in the reflection, you guys. Like, just look at that. It's crazy. They do not make them like this anymore. This is a piece of history. The reason I wanted one is because of the inner workings, the mechanical nature behind it. It's a piece of science. Somebody came up with the idea to put this together, and it's genius. It's simplistic in its operation, but incredibly engineered to just function the way it does. I mean, it's truly spectacular. And it's like everybody collects different things for different reasons, for sentimental things, but the brain and the science behind this is why I wanted this. This is like, if I can get inspired at all by this toaster just to innovate and create and try to come up with something different, that's something very special. Insane. Just comes right up. Now, because the sensor for the heat is on that side, and because that side of the Balilla bread doesn't have any toasting because it was already cooked, this side, whoo, and it's so hot, you guys, it was a little darker. Oh, that's a whooper piece. Can't let him have it right now, though. He'll have a bad time. Incredible. It's such a neat feature. It's such a neat appliance. Shoot, today you buy a Samsung anything, and if it's your fridge, it'll have Wi-Fi and stuff. It'll work great for like 5 or 6 years, and then stuff stops working. It's planned adolescence, and this is a piece of engineering that has outlived a lot of people. It's generational in some cases. I mean, let's just loosely say this is a 1963 or 65. Not the first year it was made, but it's been out a little while. God, it's 60 years old. If it was a 63, it's 60 years old this year. So that's it's pretty cool. I just want to share that with you guys. It's random. It's crazy. Thank you so much to Beau and his wife Bodacious for putting this together for me. I love it. This is really cool. And I'm going to be consuming way more carbs than I probably should. But that's okay. It's totally worth. You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.